All right, so you guys know who David is. He's the sixth Animorph, human Animorph. So, with David here, there was three books. Technically four. Yeah, I don't want to even mention about the fourth one. The fourth one makes freaking Rachael look like a freak, and I'm like, what the frick is this all about? But of course, I find out what's that all about. But still, me personally is like, when it comes to even trying to collect the Animorph books, that's going to be one I'm like, nope. Nope. Not taking that one. Nope. You could keep it. Nope. Like, nope. I would love it if they were a reprint. If they did a reprint of that book, even though chances are they would do that again, but most likely her face. I'm fine with her face. Yeah, it's just that the freaking claws and the stance and crap. That's what's messed up. But anyways, we're talking about freaking damn David. So David, he actually became an Animorph by default. It's kind of like what happened with, I would say, Jason Todd. I would say all the Robins. Yeah, every single Robin you can think of. Those Robins, because something happened to their parents, they had no choice but to go to someone. I mean, if the Animorph's just like, oh, well, David can do it all by himself. I mean, come on, man. They allowed David to actually get the animal power, get the special gift. The crazy part is that David found the cube. So, yeah, David found the cube after they left the junkyard, and he had it, and sadly, he was stupid enough. But, of course, he didn't know what he was doing. It's like, come on, dude. He's not like the couple in freaking what was it? Marvel one shot from the Avengers. Yeah, that couple knew what they were doing. They were like, oh, we're going to get an alien gun and we're going to rob a freaking bank. We're going to rob banks. Yeah. They knew what they were doing. David, on the other hand, he was a freaking 13-year-old or 14-year-old. So with that said, he didn't know, had no idea what he was doing. And of course, hey, that's 1999. That was like before the whole be careful who you're talking to online. It could actually be a dude who's actually wants to hurt you, little boy. So be careful, because it's not really a girl. It's maybe be a human boy. So, yeah, he decided to actually put it on Craigslist. Yeah, see? Even the police agrees. So he puts it on Craigslist, and, well, he got a hit, but the hit sadly made his home a disaster. His home has been destroyed. His family has been controlled, turned into controllers. So he became an Animorph. And then they decided to do a mission. But the crazy part about that is, like, in some way, it seemed like David was just nothing but a little one shot where it's like, oh, David was useful for this book. And then after that, it's kind of like what I believe. What I truly believe is, like, sometimes there's good areas and bad areas. There's some gray shaded in. Like, for instance, I didn't know that there was a test that day. So either A, I could be a good Boy Scout and fail the freaking damn test, or B, I ran, go back to sleep because I was stressed to freak out, and then, well, someone told me I should go and check, and then I did, and I took the test. I was all ready to go. So yeah, if I was a Boy Scout and came and took the test anyways, I would have got an F. And note, the test in that freaking class is 60% of my grade. So what happened with David is the fact that Tobias stole some clothes from the surf shop so he can actually have something that he can morph into, even though technically they should actually have taught him how to morph beforehand. Yeah, they should actually. Yeah, because those five got to actually know how to morph, and they got comfortable with it. Instead, he had to learn on the fly, but they didn't even teach him how to summon his own skin type shirts, his skin type clothing. So that's why he was totally naked on the beach and he had no choice but to steal some clothes. So when he saw that, he was like, well, maybe we could do that just to get comfort, So when David decided to say this freaking barn life, because he was living in a barn on a hay pillow and crap, he decided to actually just go to a freaking hotel, break in, and just sleep in a vacant room. Which, is that wrong? Yes, it's kind of wrong, but he was homeless anyways. So you can kind of see that's technically a gray area. So they kind of went off on him for doing that. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Which is kind of like how it goes. It's like, dude, you're dealing with a person who straight up lost everything. You need to make him as comfortable as possible. And just like what Poparena said, is like, you have a freaking damn alien race who lives underground. Chances are they have comfortable ways of making things comfortable. So he could actually live down there instead of actually living in Cassie's barn. But instead, they weren't thinking. Thus, that's why he started to actually do something that you guys frowned upon. Oh, let's see if I can remember the rest of it correctly. It just went into a horrible tailspin to the part of where you have Rachael who threatened to kill his family. Now, that was really messed up. And of course, me personally, I'm saying Rachael is a jerk. Rachael is technically a jerk. But for her to do that, that set him off. That set him off. So what he decided to do was some horrible crap where it's like, he's always listening. He's everywhere. He has to eavesdrop on you guys because, well, you guys don't really trust him. You guys kind of treats him like as if he was the boy wonder. So, and I have to admit, this wasn't right. This wasn't right at all. But on the other hand, Rachael had no right to actually say and threaten him. It's like, yeah, you should scold him, but you shouldn't scold him to the point of where it's like, dude, that's messed up. That's like giving someone a spanking compared to actually, well, so this is what she did. She took a whip and started freaking whipping him on his back. And even when he's like, I won't do it again, she continues to whip him. He's crawling away. She still continued to whip him. Instead of just a smack on the bottom saying, don't do that again, she whipped him. And because of that, that set him off and made him actually do this horrible thing where he actually killed a guy. He killed someone who was already dying and actually posed as him. I think it was their cousin who was dying, and he actually threw him off a freaking elevator shaft and actually posed as him. So they had to put an end to this. So they decided to actually trap him. So they trapped him, and then he's now a mouse. And that's what they did with him, and then they decided to actually leave him on an island somewhere. And that's where he stayed. Until the fourth book. So the fourth book, you had some aliens who decided to say, oh, we're going to use him to actually get in touch with Rachael's true potential. Now, at the end of the book, we have no idea if she ate him or not. Me personally, I believe she ate him. But let's just go with the idea of what she didn't do it and that she did this instead. What if Rachael decided to actually become a good person because she said, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. Because it's not like she can't do this, but chances are I bet she manned up and then she ate him. So here's what I think that would have been cool that they could have done that would have made a big major tailspin and made Elemis Chronicles something that people just decided to say, wait a minute, what? Now let's say that instead of actually eating him or killing him, she actually decided to take him home. And she does the same thing that she did with Tobias. She decided to build him. Because, man, when David, at the end of that book, he was so shattered. He's like, just kill me. Kill me now. So she decides to build him back up. So if she built him back up and then Jake told her, hey, You have to go on the ship alone and defeat the ship. Instead of she being alone, David is there. That's right, folks. The David that she actually built up and had him in the cage and just calmed him down and everything. She decided to build him up and actually now have him on the ship with her. So he's like technically her secret person, so who got her back. So yeah, when she's facing to do the controls, he's right there underneath there, actually looking and saying, Rachael, watch out. So here's how we can actually change what happened in the end. So everyone remembers how Rachael died. Yeah, freaking damn Tom turned into a cobra and biting her secretly and then all that crap. Now, what if this happens? Instead of Tom actually sneaking up on her, we have David, who is secretly hiding there, and he crawls and actually bites Tom on the freaking tail. Tom, because come on, people, really? You think Tom actually practiced doing Animorph? I don't think so. And even if he did, I don't think he got a true handle on it. So what happens with David is that David does die here. So what happens is Tom loses control, or Tom just decides to kill him, and he coils around David and squeezing him while actually biting venom inside of him. Meanwhile, Rachael is able to actually fight off everyone. So as soon as that happens, then finally Rachel's able to demorph to, uncover her wounds. Her wounds is now healed. Then she steps on freaking Tom. I don't know if either A, Tom decides to allow his animal part to just eat the freaking mouse / David, or he actually just at the point of where he's about to eat him. And you have Rachael who just stomps Tom and just smushes him like you know how you do when you want to squish a bug. That's what she did, and freaking Rachel's alive. Sadly, David's dead, but Rachel's alive, and this is where the Animorphs Chronicles comes in. Animorphs Chronicles hints that there's actually someone who dies that he didn't choose. Now, if David was in the equation, that means that the Animorphs Chronicles is not even about Rachael anymore. It's about freaking damn David, meaning holy shizzle. Yeah. You see how unbelievable it would have been if it was David who actually sacrificed himself for Rachael because she built him up? That means the Animorphs Chronicles is actually David talking to the Animorphs, which is a big clap because David never got a book for himself. So instead of actually doing this crap where it's like David got killed off screen, you actually allowed the Animorphs talk to David because they never talked. Those two never talked before. Yeah, even when book 26 happened and, well, he could have called David. David could have came back. David could have actually got morphin power again, and he could actually bargain to deal with David saying, hey, if you're able to help the Animorphs win this one, I'll turn you back to a human, and you can live out the rest of your days as a human, not having to worry about any more crap and the fact of you might actually get killed by a hawk or something. So yeah, that would have been an awesome thing to go by. That would be awesome. And plus the book, even though the book says 6 go in, 5 come out, that's because look at the freaking damn first book, the 20th book. It says the 6th Animorph. 6, 5. They didn't really have to actually go with the fact of, 7 comes out, 7 comes in, 6 come out. And y'all guys gonna be like, what the frick does that mean? It's best to actually have that awesome part, which that was awesome. So tell me what you guys think about that. What if that's how it played out and David was the person who was the Animorphs was talking to? So yeah, thank you for watching, and man, I'm just on a roll with these.